need to get started creating videos on YouTube. I'm telling you, I was looking back at my first 2 videos during my past live stream and I was like, yo, I had no idea what I was doing. The exposure was all over the place. I was so nervous. I kept cursing because I was so uncomfortable. You ever been in a situation where you start doing something over and over because you're uncomfortable? You know, also forgive the wind. It is super windy out here this morning. But you ever do something over and over because you're so uncomfortable? You use that like as a filler word. I did that. I was scared to look at the camera. I kept looking around to see if anybody was watching me. I kept doing those things over and over. And that's gonna happen. But I challenge you to create 10 videos. And once you create the 10th and look back at the first, tell me you haven't gotten any better. You need to get started. If you're not sure on what to talk about in your first video or your first few videos, why don't you talk about the fact that you're uncomfortable talking to the camera, or talk about the fear of doing whatever it is you want to create on your channel. That's what I did in the beginning. I had lacked consistency, right? And I'm gonna tell you a quick story. I lacked consistency. And at that time in my life, I was in a bad place. I was depressed. I was uncomfortable with who I was at the time. But me talking myself through it and me creating a routine, even though it was mundane, but it just became my diary to talk about how I felt. And once I got more things off my chest, I became at ease with it. I became at peace with it. This is why you need to get started. You know, it's hard. I'm not gonna say it's not hard. You know, understanding how to upload a video, getting the right quality, but I'm telling you, if you just go and just do it. You know, at this point, if you have an iPhone, you have an Android device, you got a good camera. There's no excuses at this point. You know what I'm saying? If you bought a phone in the past year, or 2 years, even 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, camera's got 1080p. So the gear is, you got the gear, right? This is why you need to get started. Like it'll teach you, it'll guide you. You'll accidentally find your niche. Like at first, I was like, oh, I don't know what I want to talk about on YouTube. But then I figured it out. I want to talk about camera gear, and I want to talk about empowering people and empowering myself to create. And you accidentally find your niche that way. And I mean, let's be honest, there's gonna be some videos that are gonna be here, and that's all right. If you look back a year later on all those videos you created, you're gonna be like, damn, I got better at the camera. Damn, the footage was good. Damn, like you're gonna be so impressed at where you came from. It'll allow you to get better at storytelling. Like that's something that I'm still working on, telling a story. You gotta be able to tell that story or do any of those other things. And the only way you're gonna get better at it is if you do it over and over. Like, people wanna hear the story you got. You know what I'm saying? You'll learn everything along the way. Don't worry too much about any of those, the titles, the thumbnails, the gear, all that stuff is gonna come. I, let alone, was so scared to do a live stream. I was so scared to upload a video because I was afraid who was gonna see it. But you gotta remember, everyone starts somewhere. Every video, talking to the camera is cringe in the beginning. You know, right now, if somebody was to walk over, I'll probably look, I'll be like this, but then I'm like, you know what, it is what it is. You wanna join the video? Join the video. But all jokes aside, you know, there's these trends, and I don't want you to chase trends on YouTube, because that's not gonna last. Trends don't last, they're like fads. Remember when baggy jeans was a big thing? Remember when straight leg jeans was a thing? Now baggy jeans is back. Like, you know, there's so many, trends don't last. There's so many things that come and go. But your story and your creativity, it's gonna last. You're unique. Your voice, the way you create, the way you make the text in your thumbnails, the way you pick your music for the videos, that's all you. You know, when you color correct the video, you may drop a lead on there, but then you're still gonna wanna tweak it to your liking, right? You gotta understand, like, these things, chasing trends, it's no good. It's not gonna last. You know, you can do it long enough, but eventually you're gonna get tired. You need to create your way. And I think the first thing you should do is talk about the story on how you feel uncomfortable talking to the camera, how you're scared of this. This is scary. Like, even though there's nobody here, but there's the idea that somebody may see you or see me, but don't wait any longer to create these videos. It only gets easier. You get more consistent, you get more comfortable. And you put yourself in a space where you can create some really dope stuff. Like, I look at some of the footage from then till now. Oh man, the camera was so overexposed. I was like all the way in the camera like this, you know, that, you know, every now and again I gotta check myself, but that's all right. There's no right or wrong way to do this. The only way is to actually show up and deliver. It could be once a week, it could be twice a week, it could be every single day. You could create 3 videos in a day if you want. I mean, I wouldn't do that, you know, but you can create as many videos as you want. You know, it could be 1-minute videos. You could start talking about something you're feeling in the moment, and that's the real. If you do a lot of things off the cuff, if you talk about something bad that happened, if you capture a moment of greatness, if you capture a moment of fear or being uncomfortable, that in itself is gonna get you better at talking to the camera or creating videos or being consistent or whatever goal you have. Talk about a goal. Talk about something that you wanna achieve. Talk about a camera you want. I want this camera so badly, man. I want this A6700, this Sony A6700. And I keep talking about it, and as of late, I'm watching all these videos. And usually what happens, you know, you speak it into the universe and God delivers it to you. You show up, it gives it to you. So I know in the future I'm gonna get that camera, but I digress. If you speak it out there, it'll happen. If you practice enough, it will happen. You just need to start. If it's YouTube, if it's something in fitness, if something financial, or is it a camera that you want? You know, you need to get started somewhere. Listen, I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have an amazing week. I will see you guys soon. Take care of yourselves. Peace.